More than 10 million investors and traders twit or send short messages on Stocktwits. It's a social media platform that tracks hot stocks and the latest market trends. Here to tell us more about the platform is Stocktwits editor-in-chief, Tom Bruni. Tom, welcome to NYSE Live.
Thanks so much for having me.
So you have this awesome new partnership with FinTech TV, and you also air Taking Stock on your platform, which recently launched along with the NYSE Money 2020 and Cheddar.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about your partnership with FinTech?
Yeah, it's a really interesting setup. We're really excited to be a part of this. Retail investors and traders have become a massive driving force in the markets over the last 5 years, and what better way to bring them real-time news on the topics that they care about than directly from the New York Stock Exchange. So we're working with FinTech TV to work on original programming. We've got Treasury Unchained, which is our crypto focused show, bringing the latest innovation that's happening in that space. And then, as you said, Taking Stock is another program we're partnering on, using our data to help inform what retail cares about and bring them the news that is helpful for their investment process.
All right, let's get a little bit into some news. NVIDIA will be reporting its earnings on Wednesday. What key messaging from Jensen Huang do you think would reassure people that AI spending and growth is going to continue?
Yeah, as you said, I think it's all about guidance. The company has beat earnings expectations for the last 11 quarters, so I think that's pretty much a lock. People are not expecting a miss or any kind of downside surprise there. But they are looking for Jensen Huang to reassure that this AI spending cycle, hyper spending cycle, is intact. Last week we had a bit of a sell-off because there were concerns that some of the broader tech companies were starting to pull back on their spending, not necessarily seeing the ROI that they were looking for from their AI investments. But I think anything that Jensen can say to reassure that there's sufficient demand and that pricing power is staying, in their court, is going to really provide a tailwind for tech stocks.
I'm sure it's a hot topic on Stocktwits. Are a lot of people writing about it?
Yeah, so I think right now we ran a poll basically asking what's your expectation for earnings. We had over 10,000 people vote. The stock's up 110% from its April lows, so expectations are pretty high going into this. About 50% of respondents expect the company to beat earnings, but within that 50%, about half think the stock will actually sell off because guidance won't be as good, and the other half are looking for a beat and kind of move higher in the stock. So I would say people are a bit cautious given the run-up that we've had, but overall the AI trend remains intact, and it's something that retail investors and traders are still heavily invested in.
I know part of your partnership will be like crypto focused with FinTech TV. Can you break down for our viewers, like on a really high level, the relationship between blockchain, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin?
Yeah.
There's so many definitions out there. Can you kind of clear up for our viewers like how those are all connected?
Yeah, I'm going to put my accounting hat on here and talk about ledgers. So all blockchain is a digital ledger to record and link transactions and data. So when you think about it that way, it's just financial infrastructure. And the promise of blockchain is that it's going to improve upon the current financial system and make things like cross-border payments, 24/7 transfer of money, reduce the friction in kind of transfers. So there's a lot of kind of use cases around blockchain, which is why I think we're seeing Bitcoin, which is seen as the store of value use case, and then Ethereum, which is more of the application layer where you have smart contracts, you have the ability to basically transact over the network and say, hey, this contract happened, we have a record of it, and so it's really just a digital ledger that allows people to transparently transact in a decentralized way.
And what is the overall outlook for Bitcoin for the rest of 2025?
Overall, people are still very bullish. Again, we ran another poll on Stocktwits. 60% of the respondents did not expect Bitcoin to break below 100K this year. So they're looking to 150K on the upside. Ethereum is another place we've seen altcoins outperform, specifically over the last 6 months. And overall, I think Ethereum getting back above its 2021 highs near 5,000 is going to be critical, and that will show that there's real risk appetite in the market for crypto. But overall, people are bullish. But again, given the run-up we've seen, there's a bit more caution in the air.
All right, Tom Bruni, editor-in-chief at Stocktwits, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Stocktwits is just one